Well, first, I would like to start this video off. Unlike the disgusting, deplorable, despicable reactions that we have seen on social media in regards to a black man dying, I would like to express my thoughts, condolences, and prayers to Kevin Samuels and the Kevin Samuels family throughout this tough time. To anyone that he has affected, to his kids, to his mother, to his family members, to his relatives, anybody that knew him on a personal level. My thoughts and prayers are with you through this tough time. I know that this is a very shocking news, and I just, if I'm in your shoes again, it's really, really tough, and I know you need as much support that you need throughout this time. So again, just sending my thoughts, love, and prayers to Kevin Samuels and the Kevin Samuels family. Rest in peace, man. So main reason why I wanted to make this video was to discuss the deplorable, the disgusting, the repulsive reactions that I've seen on social media pertaining to his death. I cannot believe in my 24 years of living that we have come as a generation, as a society, to be happy. And I'm talking about joy happy, like throwing a parade, like you won the championship, going out and drinking and having a good time type of happy in regards to a black man dying. It is shocking and disgusting to me that has been the trend on Twitter. And it is mainly in our community. It's us. Kevin Samuels' unfortunate death is a prime example why we, as the black community, will never prosper. We will never ever move forward. We will never ever achieve and get to new heights because of stupid and ignorant stuff that we do like this. It's us. Black Twitter, black social media, black TikTok, black Instagram, whatever you want to call it. It's us. It's always us. We are, let me repeat this again, ladies and gentlemen. We are celebrating the death of a black man, all because he said things that you didn't like, that you disagreed with. You are celebrating Kevin Samuels' death like he was a rapist, a pedophile, or a serial killer. You praise those type of people who died. You don't praise somebody that gave dating advice that you didn't like and that hurt your ignorant egos. You don't praise that. That is just called being straight up bitter, evil, alone, and miserable. I don't get it. This is what we have come to today as a society. And it is almost unbearable to even comprehend and think that this is what we're doing. Kevin Samuels was a polarizing and a controversial figure. Yes, I admit that. There were some things that he said I didn't agree with. Just like this, things that people say I don't always agree with. You don't always have to agree with everything people say. You have a brain and ears and a mouth for a reason. Okay? I didn't agree with him with his harsh delivery sometimes when he was talking about black women and calling them names. That's not how I roll. I don't resort to name calling, insults and stuff like that. But his message, his advice behind it was right for the most part. And it was strong and it needed to be said. You see, Kevin Samuels, the whole headline, Kevin Samuels was not liked because he was bashing black women. That's the headline grabber. Kevin Samuels bashes black women. That's what gets people's attention. That's what creates the talks, the tweets, and all the TikTok videos and stuff like that, because he's bashing black women. But if you actually did your research on Kevin Samuels, he checked black men as well. He gave dating advice to both genders in the black community. And you know what the funny thing about that is? Black women were the ones calling into his show asking him for advice. They called into his show. They hopped on a live stream with them asking Kevin Samuels, hey, I'm single. I want a man. I want a boyfriend. I want a husband. What do I need to do to get that? What do I need to do to find a good, healthy relationship? They asked and called for his advice. Because he was a relationship counselor, if you didn't know. Now, again, you may not have like the delivery, the harsh delivery. Because I didn't like it. Sometimes the things that he said sometimes. But it got the message across. There was a reason why he has over 1 million Instagram followers. There's a reason why he has over 1 million YouTube subscribers. So clearly, what he was saying was getting through to people, and he had an obvious, huge reach. But because he said some things that hurt people's ego, that they needed to hear but didn't want to hear, you're happy that he's all of a sudden gone. You're happy that that man now has to be buried 6 feet under. You're happy that his mother has to bury her son. You're happy that a brother has to bury their sibling. You're happy that children have to bury their father because he said things that hurt your feelings. He said things that you didn't agree with. That is the situation and the times and the mental thinking that we have come to in 2022, ladies and gentlemen. It is that disgusting, deplorable, and despicable. Really. I mean, come on now. This dude, Kevin Samuels, was a relationship advice giver. Again, called into his show, asking for advice. If you didn't like what he had to say, if you don't like what Kevin Samuels has to say on camera, if you don't like his content, here's the thing, don't watch. Don't watch. You see, us, it's mainly us. It's us. It's in our community. We complain about things that we have easily control over. If you don't like something, don't watch. It's not that hard. If you didn't like what Kevin Samuels had to say, don't watch. If you don't like Kevin Samuels' content, don't watch. That's like me. If I don't like soccer, I'm not going to watch soccer. If I'm watching TV and a soccer match comes on, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to change the channel and find something else to watch. Kevin Samuels was not the only YouTube content creator out there. There's millions of other YouTube content creators out there. If you didn't like what he was saying, go watch something else. It's not that hard. But yet, we found ways to complain about things and make it us against us. And that is why we will never be like this. We will always be like this. And I've never thought I'd see the day where we are celebrating a black man, a black public figure passing away. Now, yes, I understand he said some very controversial and you could say polarizing things. I get that. But do you be mad at the man for the things that he said or the message behind it? Because let's be real. He's a dating advice. If you're a man, you want a good looking high value woman. No high value woman who has her things together is going to date an overweight man, has no job, has no plans for the future, no car, no career goals, no future goals, and just down to the dumps and still living at home with their mother at a certain age. Like, let's be real. If you are a 30 and up year old man, you have no path to make your life better. No job, no car, all the things I just mentioned. No woman that has her own car, that has her own place, or that has a job is going to want to date you because you're going to be like, hold on, wait a minute. You don't bring nothing here to the relationship. So that's exactly what Kevin Samuels is saying. For those women who wanted a high value man, a man who had a job, who has a car, who has his own place, who has more future career goals that he was trying to accomplish. For those women who wanted that specific type of man who's making a lot of money, you had to uplift yourself to meet that requirement. That's all that he was trying to say. And it mainly featured women who are in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, who have 2-3 kids, baby father drama, no job, no future career goals. They just want to be a housewife and marry a rich man. And he's like, that's not going to work that way. You are not going to get a rich man, a good looking man, a high value man, all because you have a nice face. But yet you have 2 extra kids. You have other kids by another man that you are going to bring in to his plate that now he has to feed. Nobody is going to accept that. Some people will. Don't get me wrong. Majority, I'm talking about in general. Some people will, but in general, most guys are not going to accept that. And that's what he's trying to say. He's like, hold on now. Be more realistic with your expectations. If you are 40 and you have 3 kids, you're divorced, you're not going to get a young 25, 30-year-old who's making $300,000 plus, who's an athlete, who's in tip-top shape, who's 6'5", who's black, tall, dark skin, nice teeth, all that type of stuff. You're not going to get that. Because you're going to be like, hold on, you're 40. You have 3 kids that if we get into a serious relationship, I got to take off. That's not my responsibility. That's the other dude's responsibility that you had the kids with. So now that's got to be my responsibility to take care of kids I didn't make. That's not how most guys in general think. And he's telling you, yo, be realistic. But they didn't like the message because it's not what they wanted to hear. They wanted to hear what they wanted to hear to boost their own egos and to justify the mistakes that they have made in their life. And to be like, oh, well, I make these mistakes. This other man should come and take care of these mistakes for me. No. We make mistakes in life. And I'm not saying kids are mistakes because I know people are going to try to twist this. Kids are never mistakes. But in terms of other mistakes that you have made that are social media footprints. And we talked about the OnlyFans thing. Well, he talked about that. Talked about OnlyFans. He talked about, stripper life, blah, blah, whatever. I don't want to get too deep into that. But mistakes that you have made in life. There's always something that is going to come back from those mistakes. And he's saying, hey, be realistic in what you want. In a situation that you are in right now, you cannot want this if you're here. That doesn't work like that. It's like a job looking for an employee. He's like, okay, why should I hire you for my job? What do you bring to my company that makes me think that you're a good fit for this position? That's exactly what a relationship is. What are the qualities that you bring that will make us a good match and a partnership for this relationship? And people did not want to hear that. You go to a job interview. You have no previous work experience. You always showing up late. You didn't dress up to par for the interview process. You think that they're going to hire you? And you have references and they call the references and be like, yeah, this person is not a hard worker. They're lazy. They don't do anything. They complain. They're out of shape. They all this and that. You think that job's going to hire you? No. A relationship is like a job interview. We need to see some good qualities that you can help bring into that person's life so you guys could come together and be whole. And that's what he was trying to say. But people did not want to listen to that because it was offensive to them because of some of the deliveries that he had, because of some of his deliveries. And we have come to praising a man's death because he said things that hurt people's feelings that they didn't agree with. This is where we are right now in this generation in time. And I keep thinking to myself, hopefully it gets better, but it doesn't look like it's going to get better. It looks like it's going to go down. It's going to go down like the Titanic. It's going to get worse. And it is just sick. His reaction that I've seen on social media regarding to his death, it is sickening. It is disgusting. It is deplorable. It is repulsive. And one thing, for those people who are celebrating this man's death, tell you one thing, karma is something. It will come back and bite you. And when it does come back and bite you, don't complain about why me. Because you did this. And this is your consequence for doing that. Just a sad day overall in our community, both mentally, physically, emotionally. And I feel like we have taken a step back because we have seen and got exposed of our true feelings when we don't particularly like somebody's opinion. This is really where we're at. I don't like your opinion. I'm happy that you're dead. Really? Wow. Unbelievable. I have no words. But again, I'm going to end this video off like this. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, man. Rest in power to the Kevin Samuels family. Thoughts, prayers, and condolences are with you. Worlds TV, man. I'm out.